Oh, sure. Can I do that?
Dim, 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 dim. Oh, I didn't choose a hine.
I don't know if this is working.
Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum.
Are the lights dimming?
It's a weird trigger.
Is that better?
Oops. Okay,
Okay,
almost.
almost.
Hine, hine, hine.
That's all we need. All we need is almost. You know? Good enough is good enough. All right. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you for
Shabbat
joining
Shalom.
us on this beautiful May evening as we enjoy the summer. Slowly approaching, the days getting longer. Finally, it's getting warmer. Outside, it is getting greener. And we are excited to celebrate Shabbat, and in particular, our lifelong learning Shabbat with you, where we will do a short Torah reading from our just one reading, even though it's a double portion, Bahar Bahukotai, our final 2 chapters of Leviticus. So we are excited for that. But first, we're going to begin with these words of welcome. Hine matov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is that all of us are here together.
Hine matov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, yararai, rararai. Hine matov, yararai, rararai. Hine matov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
We're going to continue singing together. We welcome each other. We also welcome the angels, the Shabbat angels, with Shalom Aleichem. I want to invite you to take a deep breath, maybe the deepest breath that you've taken all day. There's this beautiful idea in Jewish mysticism that we also welcome a second soul on Shabbat. Maybe that's literal, maybe it's some additional divine energy, but maybe take from that what you would like as we breathe deep and allow ourselves to maybe calm a little bit, leave behind what we need to leave behind from this week, and welcome some extra divinity, some extra sacredness this Shabbat. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlachim,
continue with the lighting of our Shabbat candles, and I'm happy to invite the gardener to come on up here and light our Shabbat candles for us.
Amen.
We'll continue singing together, welcoming the Sabbath bride with Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Likrat Kala Panei, Shabbat Nikabla, Nikabla, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Likrat Kala Panei, Shabbat Nikabla, Nikabla, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom Umevorah, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom Umevorah.
We've done a lot of welcoming so far, and we want to make sure we also turn to each other and welcome each other as a community. So I'd love for us to wish each other a Shabbat Shalom. If you know the person next to you, great. Even better, someone you don't know near you. Let's all wish each other a Shabbat Shalom. We will now rise if we are able and continue singing together. Ooh, sure, we could do Hatzi Kaddish first.
Oh, was close.
Yeah, I wish Hatzi Kaddish had the Amaya Waits melody. That would be amazing. We'll sing together Hatzi Kaddish and then we'll get right into Baruch Hu. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah ve'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayetecho beit Yisrael ba'agala u'vizman kariv ve'imeru amin Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevorach Le'alam u'almei almaya Yitbarach Yitbarach Ve'yishtabach Ve'yitpa'ar Ve'yitramam Ve'yitnaseh Ve'yitadar Ve'yitaleh Ve'yitalal Shemei Dekudesha Berechu Le'elam min kol berchata Ve'shirata Tushbechata Ve'nechemata Da'amiram Ve'alma Ve'imeru Amen.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening?
We'll continue with Ma'ariv Aravim, our prayer for the wonder of creation. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which the time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim. And we'll continue in the Hebrew for Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael, Amcha Ahavta, Torah umitzvot, Hukim umishpatim, Otanu limadata, Al Kain Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbenu, Uvkumenu nasiach bechukecha, V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, Uvmitzvotecha leolam va'ed, Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yamenu, Uvahem nege yomam v'layla, Ve'avatcha al tasir, Mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael. We'll continue in the English. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Again, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael. We will be led a little bit into that mystery for our Torah portion this evening, a little later in the service. But first, we'd love to invite you, if you're able to rise for a moment again as we sing together, Shema.
Shall be in your heart.
many beautiful things about Torah is that even though we've got the scrolls here in the Ark, and we'll take one out later and do a short reading, Torah is still in our lips and in our thoughts every Friday night, every Shabbat, as we're reading Ve'ahavta, and then we'll be heading to Mi Chamocha, also from the Torah, reminding us of that seminal moment of the Israelites escaping from Egypt. And so I think it's just so beautiful. There's this line in Talmud, turn it, for everything is in it. We turn it, that it is Torah. We turn it over and over again. We always find something new in it, not just when we're literally reading Torah, but every time we encounter some excerpt from it. So as we sang the English of Ve'ahavta, perhaps there was some kernel of how we live our Jewish values that maybe is of meaning to us this Shabbat. And now as we sing together Mi Chamocha, maybe we recall our Passover Seders not too long ago, or maybe just the theme of freedom and gratitude and what those things can also mean for us this Friday night. And we are grateful for the Torah that continues to surround us and provide meaning for us. So let's sing together. Together as we approach our standing prayers, our Amidah prayers, beginning with Adonai Sifatai. And as the Amidah prayer suggests, we invite you, if you are able, to please rise.
Svatai tiftach, na 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 na, ufi agid tehila techa.
Baruch atah
Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Gadol Hagibor Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Bekonei Hakol Bezocher Chaste Avot V'Imaot Umevi Gula Libnei Bneihem Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Mani Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Be'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav Le'Hoshia Mechalchel Chayim B'Chesed Mechayeh HaKol Be'Rachamim Rabim Somech Noflim B'Rofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umechayim Emunato Mishenei Afar Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot Umidom Melach Melech Memid Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman Atah Hachayot HaKol Baruch Atah Adonai Hayeh HaKol Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh U'Kedoshim B'chol Yom Yehalalu Chasela Baruch Atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. You may be seated, and you're invited to join me here on the screens or on page 52. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch Atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. With that in mind, we'll continue with some silent prayer to hear the still small voice within each of us. Perhaps consider what we may need from this day of Shabbat. You can use the words on this page, this slide here, words on the pages of our prayer book, or whatever may be in your heart this evening.
Adonai Eloheinu, Eloi Avoteinu, Behimoteinu, Leolam Va'ed, forever and ever. Leolam Va'ed, forever and ever. Leolam Va'ed, Leolam Va'ed, forever and ever. Forever and ever 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 and ever.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
Got a few brief words for us for our Torah portion this evening. As I was sharing with some of you before the service, my son Elijah is 8 months old already. I'm really not sure how that happened. And as a true 8-month-old, he loves to reach and grab. Loves to reach and grab. Hair, my hair in particular, anything that you're trying to eat or drink, especially a very hot cup of coffee, he wants it. The tail of an unsuspecting cat, always a victim. He's getting really good at this particular move. And now that the weather is getting warmer, we're starting to spend some more time outside. So as soon as Eli realizes what's just outside the boundaries of the towel or the play mat or whatever he's on in the backyard, grass, flowers, clovers, sticks, rocks, all of it, fair game. He goes for it. And he can pull out an very impressive amount of grass with his very tiny hands still. I don't understand how he gets so much in there. And Michael and I just do our best to keep it out of his mouth. That's my job. That's like the only job. And Eli's baby instinct maybe also speaks to the wider human instinct of that grab and pull, but specifically shaping and changing our land and our green spaces. This weekend, and maybe hopefully as it gets a little bit warmer, many of us are going to be turning towards our yards, towards landscaping, gardening, weeding, and planting flowers, fruits, and vegetables for the rest of the summer, but probably with more tools than what my baby is doing. And that's very timely for this week's Torah portion, which, as I mentioned, is actually a double portion, Bahar and Behukotai, the two final sections of this book of Leviticus. And it begins with this commandment from God, which we'll be chanting, of the sabbatical year. When you enter the land that I assign to you, the land shall observe a Sabbath of God. 6 years you may sow your field, prune your vineyard, and gather in the yield. But in the 7th year, the land shall have a Sabbath of complete rest. You shall not sow your field or prune your vineyard. You shall not reap the overgrowth of your harvest or gather the grapes of your untrimmed vines. It shall be a year of complete rest for the land. So just as humans have a Shabbat every week, the Torah imagines a year-long Shabbat for the land every 7 years. The land, too, must rest. Good agricultural practice would align with this message that land needs to eventually lay fallow to regain its nutrients and fertility. And by the way, in Israel, there are still some farms that will practice this and that will let the land lay fallow for an entire year every 7 years. But the Torah also gives us a theological reason. The land ultimately doesn't belong to us. It belongs to God. So perhaps this weekend, or whenever we may be returning to our gardens or our flower pots or herbs, whatever it may be, we can recall this teaching. How can we practice spirituality with our soil? How can we practice our values in a way that recognizes a larger ecosystem beyond us at work? Perhaps, for example, we can reach for the native plants, the pollinators for our gardens, before the exotic plants or flowers that may first catch our eyes. There's another layer to the calendar that can give us some additional meaning. We're in the middle of the Omer, the 49-day period between Passover and Shavuot. Our tradition assigns values to each day of the Omer so that we can acknowledge every single of those 49 days with intention.
So today, in case you were wondering, is the 37th day of the Omer, and today's value is Gevurah Shebeyesod, which means strength within foundation. So perhaps with this in mind, we can turn inwards to the ecosystem, the biome, the garden that is ourselves. Perhaps if you'd like to take a moment to close your eyes, maybe we can consider, what are our foundations? What are our roots? What might leaves or fruit represent? What sprouts and gardens do you tend within your families and communities? Where do you draw nourishment and strength from as your foundation? Is there any aspect of your own internal garden that may need to lie fallow, that may need to rest? Perhaps there is growth that is just taking root and needs space to grow. You're welcome to open up your eyes. Some questions for us to maybe keep considering over this Shabbat. And this summer, as the earth welcomes us again with growth and green and birdsong, may we remain attentive to the beauty around us and within us, and may we learn when to plant, when to nurture, and when to let things rest. Shabbat Shalom. We are going to now have a brief Torah reading during our service where we will hear these verses. You are, if you're able, you are welcome to rise as we remove the Torah from the ark. If anyone would like to come on up and help with opening the ark, you are welcome, and you're also welcome to come on up and stay on up here as we do our Torah reading. Anyone is welcome, and we will sing together Al Shlosha Devarim.
Shlosha devarim, shlosha devarim, shlosha devarim, haolam omer. Shlosha devarim, shlosha devarim, shlosha devarim, haolam omer. Al Torah ve'al avodah ve'al gemelu chasadim. Al Torah ve'al avodah ve'al gemelu chasadim. Al Torah ve'al avodah ve'al gemelu chasadim. Al Torah ve'al avodah ve'al gemelu chasadim.
You may be seated, unless you are up here, and welcome. We're on page 250. If anyone would like to have an aliyah, or for those of you who are standing up here, you are welcome to. And we'll also have the verses I'll show again on the screen. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'll just hit that, or if I forget, Dawn, if you want to tap it. Perfect. All right. Whenever you are, whoever wants to do an aliyah, whenever you are ready.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'nu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai, noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Also, all women up here. This is super cool. I love this. Sorry. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe bahar Sinai lemor. Daber el bnei Yisrael ve'amarta aleihem ki tavohu al haaretz asher ani notein lachem v'shavta haaretz Shabbat ladonai sheishanim tizra sadecha v'sheishanim tizmor karmecha ve'asafta et tevuata Uvashana hashvi'it Shabbat Shabbaton
Yehiel haaretz Shabbat ladonai Sadecha lo tizra v'charmecha lo tizmor. Right, listen after, yeah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And Yasher Koach, all of you, thank you so much. Thank you. I think we're going to have the Torah out for just a moment, and then if you would like to come back up and help out, that would be awesome.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you. Oh, sure. Yeah, you can definitely do that. Yes, we like to have the Torah. If you'd like to take a seat, thank you. Yeah, we'll just lay it on there. Yeah, exactly. We have a little additional sacredness, a little extra specialness to have the Torah in our midst. You're welcome to hang on up here for putting the Torah away, or perfect. As we turn to our Misha Beirach prayer, our prayer for healing, so with the Torah in our midst, we send all of that energy of gratitude and peace and wholeness to all who may be in need of some additional peace and wholeness this Shabbat. We're especially thinking of many in our community who are in need of healing. We're thinking of Mara Beskin, Margie Block, Lindsay Brilson, Marge Sirani, Keith Clark, Bruce Cohen, Stephen Cohen, Rose Ellman, Carrie Ashler, Marilyn Friedman, Alan Goldberg, Tina Goodman, John Golden, Debbie Hiltbrand, Richard Holsinger, Beth Jasalowitz, Joshua Cass, Richard Kraut, Asher Kimball, Dan Lang, Mary Luckton, Kathy Matthews, Mary McDonough, Minna Melton, Nachama Michaela Batshena Chava, Harry Hirsch, Brian Mason, Naomi Miller, Frank Murdoco, Lisa Pena, Jeremy Phelan, Ian Phillips, Steve Prower, Richard Pristowski, Jessica Rathkopf, Aidan Riggle, Rilla Warba, Maya Rossio, June Sahara, Tirsa Sander, Rolf Sauer, Yafa Schnitzer, Steve Seeskin, Eliza Sinkinson, Heather Smith, Lou Supowitz, Rachel Vieira, John Wasserstrom, Harvey Weintraub, Jerry Young, and Ozzie Zimmer, as well as the names of anyone else in our community who is in need of healing this evening. You're welcome to share. For each of them and for anyone in need of healing, we'll sing together, Misha Berach.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor Habrecha Naimotenu. Be the source of strength, who will bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Bekor Habrecha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. And let us say, Amen.
We'll now return the Torah to the Ark. I want to thank my volunteers who are already here to help. I appreciate it. We invite you, if you are able again, to please rise. And we'll sing 8 times.
It is the tree of life. To those that hold fast to it, all of its supporters are happy. It is the tree of life. To those that hold fast to it, all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. Shalom, 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 shalom.
Thank you, Dawn and Carol. You may be seated, and we'll begin concluding our service with Bayom Hahu on that day. Hopefully, a day not too far off. There will be oneness and peace throughout the earth.
Let it be said, God rules the earth, and that day God shall be one. V'haya Adonai, Melech HaKol Haaretz, on that day God's name shall be one. Vayom Hahu, Yeh Adonai Echad. Vayom Hahu, Yeh U'Shemo Echad, U'Shemo Echad.
There are stars up above, so far away, we only see their light long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we love. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. And the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. And as we live our days, these are the ways we remember. As we approach Mourner's Kaddish, I'll invite you again, if you're able to please rise. As we first think of those whom we are remembering, whom we lost within the last 30 days, we remember Rose Elman. We're also recalling those whom we lost at this season in years past, as we remember Helen Chait Kaplan, Hortense Kobe, Adele Coleman, Molly Congress, Bart Epstein, Ruth Fremer, Elsie Goldman, Irving Goldman, John Goldstick, Michael Hazard, Ernestine Holben, Richard Kallenberg, Mildred Cutel, Leah Levinson, Destine Penix, Harold Resnick, Irvin Roth, Henry Rosanchik, Barbara Schuster, Gertrude Supowitz, William Title, Relda Title Domer, Fred Thompson, and Lucy Weisel. I want to ask if there are any other names whom you are remembering or any corrections of any names I mispronounced. You're welcome to share at this time. For each of them, for all those who have no one left to say Kaddish for them, and I want to mention as we head into Mother's Day, any mothers or grandmothers or women in our lives who we may be remembering, especially on Sunday. We'll say Mourner's Kaddish together. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash me Rabba, be'alma divrach virute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shemei Rabba mevarach le'alam ulamei almaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh.
V'yit hadar, v'yit ale, v'yit halal, shemei dekudesha berichu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may each of their memories always be a blessing for us. Amen. You may be seated. I'm happy to invite Bobby to share some announcements with us.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please join us in the mezzanine after services for Oneg. A couple of quick announcements. Please join us on Friday, May 15th, so in a week, as we honor our veterans of blessed memory at Greenlawn Cemetery at 11 a.m. We will meet at the cemetery to add new flags and military markers to the grave sites of TBS vets. It's always special. So if you're able to join us, please do at Greenlawn Cemetery, Friday, May 15th at 11 a.m. The following week, May 19th at 11 a.m., Rabbi Lynette will lead this month's Juicy Jewish Topics with an introduction to Musar. Again, Tuesday, May 19th at 11 a.m. That's it? Okay. And lastly, this month's Lunch Bunch, it's very timely, will feature Master Gardener Shelley Bazelak, who will discuss the art of gardening as we age on Thursday, May 28th. It's at noon. Catered lunch is $15 and will be followed by the presentation. For all of this and more, check out the weekly window, the April-May edition of the window. Give us a call, shoot us an email. Happy to help. Shabbat Shalom, and thank you for making TBS your Jewish home. Rabbi.
All right. Thank you, Bobby. Would anyone like some Manna Shabbats? Anyone? Anyone at all?
Elohim melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
We'll conclude our service with words of hope and peace. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Peace still. Peace still. There's still that hope for peace and oneness throughout the earth.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'akulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'akulam. Salam. Aleinu ve'akol haolam. Salam. 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 Aleinu ve'akol haolam. Salam. Salam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'akulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'akulam.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
That concludes